right. So, people keep telling me to do a podcast. I don't know what a podcast is. But I'm going to start doing those. Today's video is going to be about why Trump, joggers. You know what I understand about some joggers? We live in a nice neighborhood, kind of, right? And they choose to go out on the main drag in these outfits. And they go jogging, on the main drag where there's traffic, there's all this nonsense going on. Why not go in a nice neighborhood, the park, and all the areas where jogging you'd be? You could buy your house. You run all the way out of the neighborhood from your house to get on this main road to jog. I think people need to be seen, and they feel like, wow, I'm jogging. Everybody's looking at me, and I'm like, they got an audience. Like when I used to race at the local racetrack, right? Without an audience, it sucked. It really did. You want to put on a show. So I guess that's what it is. They're putting on a show. Anyway, back to what I was talking about. I'm going to talk about why President Trump lost the election. And I think everybody already knows this. And it's pretty cut and dry. And it's his own damn fault. It is what it is. And you know what? Yeah, there was a lot of bullshit going on. There's a lot of cheating going on, I'm sure. I'm sure that a lot of people voted against him, because who the hell would actually vote for Biden? I don't know. I mean, it amazes me. Let's just say those people, left, right, whatever, however you want to call everybody, but let's just say, like liberal. I'm liberal, so I don't want to say liberal shit. There's a word. The other people, the people who are against Trump, put it that way. Now, I never cared for the guy. Never really gave a crap about him. He had his money, his TV shows, and this and that, whatever, and I just knew of him. When I finally found out someone other than a politician was running, I said, I want this guy in, just because he's not a politician. Now, I believe he was a good president in the things that he accomplished, which blew away many other presidents. I do believe that he thought he was the boss of everybody and forgot that being a president means you actually work for people. To him it looked like he was just the boss of the country, which from some angles I guess it is, but he really screwed up in that he alienated a lot of people with his demeanor. Now me, I'm a thick-skinned guy. I deal with a lot of BS on my own at a young age. Teenage years, clawed my way through life, built a business. Mentally, I'm tough, right? So I can deal with his candor because I see through it and I see what he has accomplished. So for me, I laugh at it. No big deal. I come to even start liking the guy. I cringe at some of the crap he said and has said. But, at the end of the day, the man has done a lot of things that were overshadowed by his candor, by the things that he said, and it really alienated a lot of thin-skinned people. There's a lot of people in this world who feel life is a rose garden. They feel everything should be just given to everybody, and they feel the whole world should just be lovely and peaceful. Well, that is a wonderful thought. It'll never happen. Nature is nature. Plain and simple. It's nature. Shouldn't do this. I know I should stay in that lane. It's always the winning lane. But, I hate being behind trucks that slow you down. Anyway, it's nature. You're never going to have peace and bliss. It just doesn't happen. So you need a back and a forth, a yin and a yang, a good and a bad. And he actually got up in front of the world, while he was running, and did not address the people who were in between. The people who just couldn't get past his demeanor. They couldn't get past his mouth. They couldn't get past any of that. And there was people in the middle, a big group of them, and all he had to do was have a little more couth, a little more class, be a little softer, try to address other people, and he would have took this election by 3/4 of the vote. He could have won it, but he didn't. What he did was he preached to his choir. He went out there, and when he had his big parades and his big get-togethers, everybody there already was voting for him. So talking to them was actually useless. Like, why bother? Waste of time. And I cannot believe that he did not understand or see this. I cannot believe that this election went sideways like this. It was so easy. It was in the bag. He had the next 4 years not even trying. All he had to do was let Biden talk, respectfully respond to his nonsense, because holy crap, what he said was mostly nonsense, and just take it. But no, he had to sit there like a kid who had the football, the only football in town, and he's at the field. We're going to play this way, and we're going to do it this way, and look, we're going to go like this. You know what? There are people out there, when you're in a position like that, who aren't the same as you. They're different, and you have to ascertain their votes. You have to reach out and tell them you're not forgotten. I understand you're different, and we're going to work with you. He didn't do any of that. He didn't do any of that. He just preached to his choir. He had parties. He jumped up and down. He said a lot of good stuff. And it's a shame, because that man has done more for this country than any president I've ever seen in my life. And people talk about how he divided it. No. He put up a line, and the country divided itself. And I guess he had something to do with that. But the problem is the other side, who ripped statues out of the ground. I mean, I know the other side, they like to pretend that didn't happen. And I can't believe I've had this conversation with leftist people. And I like to talk. See, that's the difference between me or usually like people who aren't too far right and the people who are on the left. Because I don't like to be involved with people who are all the way over, hardcore right, because I'm not that guy. I'm like in the middle. And I'm not even registered Republican or anything. So, but it's a more sensible way to go through life, unfortunately. However, people who are on the left, I guess you want to call it that, will not conversate, will not talk about this stuff. What they do is, I have this conversation in my office with somebody who's on the left, and I'm on the right? And I say, well, blah, 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 blah. And they don't have answers to contradict me because they know I'm right. So they get pissed off and they pull the old, I don't want to go there. I don't want to have this conversation. Or they overshout you. That is the problem. That shows you that they're wrong. That shows you that he should have won the election. It shows you it should have went in the direction, but people just can't get over people's attitude. They get insulted by people. They get intimidated by people. They will watch TV and never know somebody and just really get pissed off with how they behave, and it will insult them. I have thicker skin. Most of the world does have thicker skin. Well, apparently not. We just learned. I take that back. So at the end of the day, that's why the man lost the election. It's obvious as a pair of dog's balls hanging. It just lost it. And I don't know what's going to happen in 4 years from now. I don't know what's going to happen now. Some people say he's still going to take it. I don't know. But we are in for a ride. And, when you look at the type of people who voted for Biden, not all of them, but like the ones who are jumping up and down and blah, 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 those people are going to turn on Biden as soon as he does something wrong anyway. So, and you people who voted Biden and column in, thinking they're all liberal and everything, well, guess what? Wait till you see. Look where they come from. Look at the things about them. And I'm sorry I'm not as professional on this as most people, because I try not to pay attention as much. I just kind of get the vibe. I meet somebody, they walk in the door of my office. I know if they're liberal or they're too far to the right or whatever they are. I can tell right away. But I like to talk about it. I like to talk to different people and get their opinions. But what I always find people on the left, once you have a conversation, it stops focus. It stops talking about the steering wheel, and I make sense with the steering wheel. It's done. They don't want to talk about that steering wheel. They start shouting and changing the subject and going off on a tangent. And people on the right, I screw with too. You know, I go the other way, and that kind of, you know, they do this. They always do the same thing, but what they do is they just keep sticking to their regiment. You know, if I say something negative about Trump and this and that, but here's the reason for it. I mean, everybody's full of shit at the end of the day. Let's just put it there. Everybody's full of shit. It is what it is. All right, so that's my dopey video this morning, but I need to figure out how to do a podcast. So I'm going to go online today and try to do podcasting, and I want to do it in my car. I don't know if you could do that. I guess there's got to be a way. I hope I can use my phone and make life much easier, but I'm going to go dick around with that. I just wish I had a local kid. You know, if there's a local kid out there who's sitting there playing video games all day, who's like a whiz with all this crap. Actually, my son does. He's living in my house. What am I thinking? Yeah, that figures. All right, look, enough BS. There's the video. Have a good day. Take care. Bye.